Let me ask you something. Right now, as you read this, are you anxious about tomorrow? Notice what happens when I ask that question. A moment ago, you were simply here, reading. But now there's tomorrow, in the room with you. Tomorrow with its meetings, its uncertainties, its vague sense of things that need attending to. Isn't that curious? We have this remarkable ability, this gift, really, to travel in time. Not physically, of course, but mentally. Right now, you can think about your childhood. You can remember the taste of something your grandmother made. You can recall the feeling of grass under your bare feet when you were 7 years old. And you can do the opposite. You can imagine yourself next week, next year, at the end of your life. No other living thing can do this. A tree doesn't worry about the winter coming in 5 years. A river doesn't plan its future course. This is our superpower. We can learn from the dead and plan for the unborn. But here's the thing about superpowers. They always come with a price. And our price is that we are the only creatures who can suffer from things that aren't happening. Think about that. You're sitting here, right now, perfectly safe. The room is at a comfortable temperature. You're not hungry at this exact moment. There's no storm at the door. And yet, you might be anxious. About what? About tomorrow's storm. About next week's storm. About the storm that might show up when you're 75 years old. We call this planning. We call it being responsible. But what is it, really? It's trying to have tomorrow, today. And you can't have tomorrow today. That's not how time works. Tomorrow never comes. When tomorrow arrives, it's called today. So what we're actually doing is standing in today, worrying about a today that doesn't exist yet, which means we're worrying about nothing. We're anxious about a fantasy. Now, you might say, but I need to plan. If I don't think about the future, I'll end up lost. Will you though? Let me ask you, when you eat breakfast, are you eating tomorrow's breakfast? No, you're eating today's breakfast. When you work, are you doing tomorrow's work? No, you're doing today's work. When tomorrow comes, you'll eat that day's breakfast and do that day's work. But you can only ever do it in that day, not before it. So why are we so convinced we need to live in tomorrow? Here's what happens. We've created this extraordinary machine, this recording and prediction apparatus, stock tickers, weather apps, credit scores, algorithm-driven news feeds showing us everything that could go wrong. And this machine makes us anxious. It shows us all the variables, all the potential disasters, all the ways our plans could collapse. And what do we do with that anxiety? We feed it back into the machine. We say, I don't want to feel this way. Give me more data. Help me predict better. Let me control this. So the machine spins faster, and we get more anxious, and we demand more prediction. And round we go like planets locked in orbit, unable to break free, circling the same burning star of our own worry. But here's the joke. At the center of it all, a joke so obvious, we've completely missed it. If you actually succeeded in predicting the future with 100% accuracy, the game would be over. Imagine you're watching the night sky, and you could calculate every movement of every star, every cosmic event, all the way to the heat death of the universe. Would there be any wonder left? No. The mystery is already solved. You've had it. Or imagine falling in love with someone and you knew with absolute certainty every conversation you'd ever have, every argument, every moment of joy and disappointment, all the way until one of you dies. Would that be love? Or would it be watching a movie you've already seen? The whole energy of being alive depends on not knowing what happens next. When you watch the sun rise, the miracle isn't that the sun is rising. It does that every day, has done so for billions of years. The miracle is that you're surprised by it. That even though you've seen 1,000 sunrises, this one is somehow new. That's not naivety, that's enlightenment. To be enlightened isn't to know everything. It's to be surprised by everything. Look at the stars. They don't know their own destiny. They simply burn. A galaxy doesn't anxiously map out its spiral arms millions of years in advance. It simply unfolds, moment by moment, following the dance of gravity and light. The universe itself, this vast, incomprehensible expanse, doesn't seem worried about its future. It simply is breathing in and out, expanding and contracting, creating and destroying in an eternal now. And you are made of stardust, literally. The atoms in your body were forged in the heart of dying stars, scattered across the cosmos, and gathered here, now, as you. You are the universe looking at itself, conscious and aware. So what if Jesus wasn't exaggerating when he said, "Don't worry about tomorrow"? What if that's not a metaphor? What if it's simply accurate? Not irresponsible, not careless, just accurate. Because tomorrow doesn't need your worry. Tomorrow will worry about itself. In fact, tomorrow is quite capable of being tomorrow without any help from you today. The question is, are you capable of being today? Right now, in this moment, is there actually a problem? Not the story about a problem that might happen next week. Right now, is there a problem? Or is there just this? The room you're in, the breath moving in and out like the tide, the words appearing on the page, the mysterious fact that you exist at all, a temporary arrangement of cosmic matter that somehow knows it exists. Maybe the future isn't something to be grasped. Maybe it's something to be met fresh, uncertain, alive when it arrives, as today. Like the dawn that comes, whether you worry about it or not. And maybe that's not dangerous. Maybe that's freedom.